So how do we get more offers accepted when we're in multiple offers and competing? Well, there's been a lot of advice in 2020 about how to do this, but there's one thing that we all need to be doing that's completely different than all of the advice that I've been hearing over the last year. So let's jump into how you're going to get your buyers more acceptance in 2021. So here's the deal. It dawned on me that we need to, as the buyer's agent, do a better job in our communication with the listing agent. It's funny to see this, that, typically we go in with kind of a negotiation, adversarial mindset going into this conversation with the listing agent. Now, in today's market, if you are in a low inventory, high demand market, we need to make a mindset shift with you, the buyer's agent. So the best way for us to think about this is to put ourselves in the shoes of a top listing agent. And let's ask ourselves the question, what is the listing agent looking for in the buyer's agent that they want to work with, that they would go to bat for against a sea of other agents and other offers? Just as a reminder for maybe some of my newer agents, top agents are trying to protect their sellers from agents who maybe wrote a really high offer, an over-exaggerated offer, but really doesn't have their ducks in an order, really isn't very good as an agent, and is not really responsible. If I'm a top listing agent, I might be looking at that offer and going, that is an unsafe offer compared to maybe this other agent who is got the ducks in order, has the pre-approval, spoke to me, asked me a lot of questions, was very diligent in their communication. When they said that they were going to do something, they did it. And so there's plenty of times where top listing agents are looking for a great buyer's agent to work with to make sure that the deal goes through. So for all of my agents out there, my top agents and my good agents out there who've gotten a lot of deals through with buyers in competition, you understand that the game is about you influencing the listing agent. So let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, so if I'm a top listing agent, what am I looking for in a great buyer's agent that I would go to bat for with my seller? We're looking for someone who is a good communicator. So instead of you just sending me a text, hey, there's an offer on the way, I might be sending something, pick up the phone, have a conversation. Instead of kind of being wishy-washy with me on the phone, I'm not sure if they are willing to do this thing, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. No, be like, hey, here's exactly what's going on with my buyer. Here's what I'm planning on coaching them to do. Here's some of the things that I know are going to be required for us to be able to compete in the marketplace. May I ask you, what are some of the things that you're looking for? May I ask you, what are some of the important things that the seller has? Ask some good questions about the seller, right? Demonstrate that you are a professional asking great questions to learn how you can navigate the scenario and be someone that can fulfill on your promise. So there's a little bit of this, you need to be on point. Right? Should your offer, of course, be very well structured with a great summary and with a little bit of details about, kind of how you've been coaching your buyer on what they're going to need to do. Should you be selling the listing agent that you've already pre-sold your buyer on what's going to be required of them to be able to fulfill on this? Should you be telling that listing agent these types of things? The answer is absolutely yes. Okay, so not only do we need to ask great questions, be a good communicator, but we need to let that listing agent know that you know what it's going to take to get that buyer to follow through. Because again, if we're putting ourselves in the listing agent's shoes, the one thing that they're looking at is, what's the risk reward here? If I accept this other offer that's maybe $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over the other offer, but is that buyer and is that buyer's agent, are they a risky decision? So we're seeing a lot of offers get accepted from agents who are really good at communicating with the listing agent, letting them know that they are prepared, that their buyers are committed, that they're going to do whatever it takes, that they understand how this game is being played right now, and they're going to make sure that if they choose you, or if they choose me, that we're on it and we're going to be the best ones to work with. So for all my agents out there who maybe you're a little sloppy in your communication with the listing agent, maybe you're a little rushed with your offer, maybe you are a little rushed with your buyer and you're not really communicating what expectations are, and you're not letting them know how this game is going to be played, and you're not letting them know what you're going to need to do together to get that listing agent and that seller to accept your offer, you're making a big mistake and you're going to have a tough 2021. So I believe that in 2021, man, this is all about great communication, great coaching on the buyer's agent's part to get these offers accepted when the listing agent and the seller have a ton of options. So think about this on the next offer that you write. What are you going to do? Instead of being kind of cold and whatever with the listing agent, you better turn on a little charm. You better ask some really great questions. Maybe write out a few scripts for yourself. Hey, what's most important to you? How could I make this the best transaction that you've ever experienced? Where are their sellers headed? What's the timelines? What would they want to see in an offer? What's important to them in the buyers that they accept? What's important to you in the buyer's agent that you work? Is there any challenges that you foresee that I can prepare my buyers for, to make sure that if those challenges arise, that they're ready and that we together can solve the problem? See, if I'm a listing agent, these are some of the things that I'm going to be like, I like this agent. He's good. Oh yeah. Right? And so, you get the listing agent gets off the phone and is like, that's a good agent. And then if you said you're going to send in an offer by tonight, by a certain time, you better do it. And then follow up. Hey, I did it, got it done, presented a beautiful offer, everything is ready to go. Get it ready in advance so that they're like, wow, this is easy. Listing agent saying to themselves, this is easy for me to present. This is a great offer. And if they put all the offers in front of the seller and they're like, this offer, here's the summary, and here's the, no longer we're allowed to present the buyer's letter, but they could say, I've spoke to the agent, this is what's going on. I've spoken to the lender of this agent. They're 100% ready to go. The agent has already told me that they're ready to deal with any of the challenges, maybe appraisals. They're willing to waive some of the little details that might get in the way, and they're going to be the easiest ones to work with. These other agents that presented these offers, I never even talked to them. I don't even know who this one is. I don't know who that one is. I never spoke to this one. This one just texted me. See, can we influence the listing agent? So in 2021, my buyer's agents out there, this is the game, okay? It's not just win the buyer, get them to write a good offer, get them to write a strong offer. Now you got one more game to play so that you can win in 2021. I hope this was helpful. Put in the comments, how can I help you with this, you guys? This is critical. If you haven't watched some of my older videos on buyer conversion, buyer consultation, how we can up our game with our perceived level of service with our buyers, have better relationships with the lender. I've done a bunch of videos on this. Take a look. Talk to you soon.